What are you doing in here?
Watching somebody watch somebody who's watching somebody play video games.
What is up, my beloved brethren? Welcome back to the channel. We're back at it again with more shenanigans. Hopefully more than less this time. Well, without further ado, let's get right into the video. Oh yeah, so this one here, I thought this was funny because we reacted to this video earlier. Someone else had clicked it, and like the thing I like about Bryce, like I said, he goes the extra mile. He puts like the actual you know the editor, you'll see, because it made so much sense.
Explain to me why this happened, how this happened, when this happened. I'll wait. What an idiot. Oh.
It's hilarious.
Idiot. You see, this is exactly why I have trust issues with mainstream archaeology. Every single time we uncover something interesting that doesn't fit into the official academic timeline of history, it's either mocked and labeled a con, or they do this. So in 2011, Russian cave explorer Arthur Zhenikov made a wild discovery in the region of North Caucasus in Russia. At the top of the Karakorum mountain range, he found something that revealed an unwritten chapter of human history. At first, it just seemed like a deep hole leading into a cave formation inside the mountain, so he decided to check it out himself. And as he went down this narrow vertical opening, he started to notice this wasn't any regular cave shaft. On his descent, he saw massive parallel stone blocks, polished flat and perfectly geometrically aligned with each other. We're talking straight edges, right angles, and intricately chiseled formations that indicated this definitely wasn't natural, it was engineered. Him and his team explored deeper and found out that this shaft was so much beyond our understanding than he ever thought. This is the Karahora shaft, and I don't care what anyone says, someone, like an intelligent being, clearly made this. Inner passageways with perfectly straight, polished walls going down 40 meters into the mountain, leading into a larger chamber with 36-meter high ceilings filled with enormous megalithic slabs fitted together and arranged in perfect alignment with each other, like they were intentionally placed there, with some blocks appearing to be up to 200 tons, and nothing can explain how anyone would move these stone megaliths into this narrow shaft. The total distance from the very top of the shaft down to the lowest part of the explored chamber was around 100 meters, about the height of a 25-story building. And there appeared to be more tunnels and chambers below that went even deeper into the mountain, which are still undiscovered. Clearly an artificial construction of a monumental scale, an absolute groundbreaking find by any means. And as per usual, absolutely no historic records of any structure like this documented anywhere in this region. The team even filmed their exploration for a Russian TV documentary.
That's one thing I will say. At least it's filmed, because it's like most of the times they just play AI videos in the background.
Mapping out the shaft to reveal its true detailed architecture, with block arrangements that looked incredibly similar to the ones found in the Grand Gallery of the Great Pyramid of Khufu in Egypt. It also features several tunnels that don't seem to have been designed to be accessed by humans, just like we see in the Egyptian pyramids. No ladders, stairs, or any easily accessible means of traversing many of these passageways. Even small side tunnels that no human can fit through, and oddly enough, the team felt a constant draft of air blowing up into the chamber from deeper underground, suggesting this wasn't built for habitation, but rather some sort of other functional purpose. Possibly a subterranean complex of another larger structure that used to exist on top of the mountain. Perhaps the entire mountain itself was an ancient megastructure, like a pyramid that's been heavily eroded over time. What if it was, dare I say it, an ancient energy power generator? Part of a system of global power plants that produce energy for an ancient advanced civilization that lived here tens of thousands of years ago. Just like the Giza power plant theory suggests the pyramids of Egypt may have been. Whatever it is.
You know, you can always believe anything you see on the internet to be for entertainment purposes only. Yes,
it's clearly something that was built by an intelligent species, undocumented, in an absolute feat of ancient human engineering, or maybe even non-human engineering. Just a theory. Above ground.
Where did they get that video from? Was it AI or was it real life? Who knows?
The surrounding area has even more carefully sculpted stones all around it, with what appear to be machine marks all over them. Flat surfaces, straight cuts, and massive stone blocks stacked perfectly together, indicative of man-made production. But our cave explorer Arthur didn't find the shaft by accident. In fact, he was intentionally searching for it. Many ancient legends in the North Caucasus region about sprawling underground cities have been told and passed down for generations. And while researching old World War II documents written by those Germans, there was one particular topic that caught Arthur's attention.
I love how I said those Germans, as if he knows something that we don't.
On an herb, a project initiated by top German commanders with the primary objective of restoring ancient occult practices and powers, who conducted operations around the world to find the most sought-after ancient relics and mystical sites that allegedly held power beyond our understanding. Expedition.
But my question for everyone is, how far down the rabbit hole do you have to go before you find this rabbit hole?
for the Ark of the Covenant, the Holy Grail, the mythical underground city of Shambhala, uncovering the secrets of Antarctica. These guys were on a mission. When the Germans launched Operation Edelweiss to capture the oil-rich regions of the North Caucasus in Russia, the mountain ranges were one of the hot spots on their hit list. The assumed home of an ancient advanced civilization who left behind traces of their esoteric knowledge. Among this region was the Karahor Mountain, which they actually got really close to discovering the shaft themselves. And they even marked some of the surrounding stones with, you know, their trademark symbol. It was through studying.
Yeah, it's not their symbol though. It's originally, it comes from like India or something.
These old wartime documents that Arthur finally located the site, assuming there to be many, many more structures and full-blown underground cities in this mountain range, which still remains largely unexplored. In 2015, Arthur claims to have made yet another groundbreaking discovery about the shaft and the surrounding region, insisting that he gathers more resources for his expedition ASAP. And literally, the next day, he gets hit by a car and passes away. Yeah, for real, I can't make this shit up. Then Victor, an explorer who accompanied Arthur in many of his explorations, dies of cancer 2 years later. Then 3 more team members involved in the expedition all abruptly pass away within that same time span. Was this just another huge coincidence, as I'm sure the debunkers are insisting it is, or did Arthur and his team find something that they weren't supposed to? Today, there isn't much information on the shaft or any explorations in the surrounding mountain range, with no new updates released about any of this for years, and no plans in place to explore further, likely out of fear of having an accident if you do. If you genuinely think this is a natural formation and nothing suspicious is going on here, go get help.
I think we all need help.
That's why I think those tunnel systems
The James
are
Webb
connected to
Space
each other.
Telescope just dropped some evidence.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's interesting to see because there's a lot of people out here that have different ideas. This one, I've seen this video before. These real life glitches. Let's see if we can debunk these, since I love that debunking phrase so much. It's called Shadows. Did you guys see that? Did you see it come down, but then it like... It comes down with the, where does it go? And then it's up here. Doesn't seem that believable. Is this a chasm or is this a wall? I think the optical illusion is making it more difficult. Because it looks like it bounces off the wall.
I think the wall with her hair might be static electricity. That's my first guess. I'm not like really fully sure, but that's the only explanation, unless that really was a glitch.
So this is what the sun shuttle looks like in Chicago. See, that's normal. It's not really that normal. See,
that's normal.
That's normal, and then you move this way.
It's not normal.
It's not normal.
Ooh. I think it's something's got a cloaking device and is bending the light around it. We see some chemtrails. Nice day for some chemtrails.
So, you know, I'm just at the airport, right? And I zoom in. What the fuck? 2 moons in the sky?
Lens flare. Looks like a lens flare to me.
You can tell it's moving again.
Whoa.
So crazy.
The island's moving? Is that the light?
I think my seagull box. Watch this.
Why are our shadows not as dark as the bar shadows?
Maybe because they're further away than the bar. See, that I don't get though. You know if it's in Russian. What? Bro, this looks like a dog. And then it turns into a cat. Did you see that? Hold up, we gotta go back. Looks like a dog's face. And then it turns into a cat.
Okay, where is this car that's reflecting on this Boston Pizza window? It's a Corvette C8. I seriously don't see that car anywhere.
Wait.
Yes, I know that I am high right now, but look at this lady. She's hitting a tennis ball against absolutely no surface.
I love her disclaimer. She says, yes, I know that I'm high right now. Thank you for that.
It's just bouncing back to her. Look at it. How's it doing that?
I got this watermelon at Walmart, and I like to rinse my watermelon before I cut it, and it's like killing.
Bro, didn't we see something the other day with watermelons like being all glitched out or spewing stuff? No, that gotta be like a reflection.
Reality glitches caught on camera.
Imagine it's like hanging by a string, like a fine string, or hair or something. Is that something happening in the sky, or is that just...
What the hell is that?
Whoa, bro. That was actually mad freaky. What? Did you see that cat? Let's go back.
Yo, you good?
There's a glitch in reality here. He witnessed it. This just happened. The board stopped and I kept going. I'm stuck here.
Is it broken?
By some force of nature.
The sky isn't looking pretty at all. Strange looking sky. Whoa.
An unusual sky began to form, casting strange shapes and shadows. One person commented, "Pretty, but dangerous." Another asked, "Is this simulation or planet Earth?" The clouds loomed overhead, thick and unnatural, leaving people wondering what was really brewing in the skies above. As the sky grew darker and more ominous, people couldn't help but feel uneasy. Someone joked, living in the Truman Show, while others compared it to scenes from horror movies like Stranger Things and Nope. The clouds seemed almost alive, twisting and swirling with an intensity that didn't feel natural. It was a sky that whispered of something more, something people were just beginning to sense. Minutes passed.
Of course it's at Walmart, bro. Did you see
Sky
that?
that whispered of something more, something people were just beginning.
Of course it would be at Walmart where something like that happens. The sky always looks so good when you're like at the supermarket or like at some place like that. It never looks great when you go out to go on like a long strenuous hike and it gets to the top of the mountain and it looks amazing. No, it's right there when you go food shopping. Let's check out Dark Waters 9.
Chosen ones, I need you out in the sun this summer. I need you out on that sun this summer because that sun is gonna expose your gifts, your superpowers, your aura. You're gonna look beautiful in that sun this summer, fam. Hear me out, fam. Yo, the planet, the world, the realm, the simulation, the matrix, whatever you wanna call it, is tilting in the favor of the Most High. Hear me out, fam. That sun is gonna do wonders to your aura. So this year, for the summer, you see that it's getting nice outside, even those people that live where it's hot all year round. I want you for this summer, from now all the way to like October, get as much sun as possible because the Most High is about to show you off, fam. I'm telling you, yo.
I will say, I do love getting me some sun. I might go out and get some more sun after this today just because it's nice out and the sun feels amazing. I don't believe in sunscreen. I think that stuff's a joke. I think people who use sunscreen more often than not get skin issues. But then again, that's melanin talking too. So yeah, let's keep seeing if he has anything more to say about this.
People gonna see it. You just get a little sun this year, chosen ones. Just a little sun. And everywhere you go, people go, even though they already sense your energy when you walk into a room. But this time, that sun is gonna do you wonders. It's different this year. I'm telling you. Y'all gonna be like, you just crazy. You're just making this up. I'm telling you right now, fam. This is the year where you and the sun need to be best friends, best buddies, compadres, comadres, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to call it. But you and the sun go hand in hand this year, because I'm telling you right now, it is going to expose your beautiful aura. People are going to look at you and view you as a representative of the Most High. You're going to look like a literal angel to people. And I don't mean angel in the sense, oh, that's a nice guy, or that's a nice girl. They were saying, you know how we use it, oh, that's a saint right there, a nice person. No, I'm talking about a literal angel, an archangel, like a powerful being. You're gonna look like, yo, majestic. That's the perfect word, majestic. That's how you're gonna see. That's how you're gonna see him this year in the summer, fam. So get as much sun as possible this summer.
As much
and enjoy
summer,
it, baby, because it's our time. It's the most high. It's the most highest time, baby. You most high certified.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, like that's one thing. You can always believe anybody that you hear on the internet, because you know that's the biggest like truth about the internet is everyone's always telling the truth, that you can believe anybody on the internet, and that's everything's very entertaining.
I do like being in the sun. It just feels so
Same.
good. The radiance.
I said that too.
It's just something about being in the sun that just feels like a warm shower.
Yeah.
Praises to the Most High.
Almond's tomb
man.
shows the interior of a cartoon.
I like how I said that too.
All praises to the Most High.
Almond's tomb shows the interior of a cartouche-shaped box found in the treasury. The box contained gold bracelets, several pairs of earrings, and other pieces of jewelry. It also held a unique discovery, the crook and flail, symbols of the king's royal and divine authority.
Crook and flail. Doesn't that just sound like something that would be a symbol of... What do you say?
The crook and flail, symbols of the king's royal and divine authority. These items are child-sized and were held by Tutankhamun during official appearances.
I think it's Tutankhamun, but however you want to say it.
Ancient texts that don't make any sense. Epic of Gilgamesh.
What?
A 4,000-year-old text that speaks of a god warning a man named Atrahasis to build a boat to survive a global flood. The Vimanika Shastra. A 2,400-year-old Sanskrit text that describes flying machines with Mercury propulsion systems.
Mercury?
The Book of Enoch.
No.
It describes powerful winged entities coming from the sky to teach humans about weapons and astrology.
Really? No.
Ancient texts that don't make any sense.
How do they...
Mere mortals were just handed breadcrumbs.
Watch this with me. A mosaic bearing the earliest known inscription declaring Jesus is God has been unearthed in Israel. Hailed as the greatest discovery since the Dead Sea Scrolls, the 1,800-year-old engraving had been hidden under the floor of a prison. It also features images of fish, which experts say may reference the story of Luke 9:16.
But don't they say the age of Aquarius? Or was it the age of Pisces was the fish, and then Aquarius is... I don't know, like...
Where Jesus multiplied 2 fish to feed 5,000 people.
They're saying that scientists are excited after finding this early inscription declaring Jesus is God, and they're saying it's from an 1,800-year-old engraving. They dubbed it the Megiddo Mosaic, and it's 581 feet. It had reportedly adorned a private chapel in 230 AD, and it was the earliest known house of prayer.
What's also remarkable is the story of faith behind its creation. A Roman centurion, an artist, and 5 women who made this spectacular mosaic floor and a space for their worship.
I will say, like, the artistic rendition of that mosaic is very, very nice. If you ever tried to, like, make a mosaic before, that's a very nice one.
Dedicated to God Jesus Christ. This dedication is now the earliest archaeological evidence of Jesus being called God.
And did you know that they found a whole new lost pyramid, a pyramid that has never been excavated before? Exciting. The pyramid complex is located in Dashur, really close to the famous Bent Pyramid and Red Pyramid. Now, there's no top of the pyramid left, as you can see. It's just the foundations and the chambers inside. Everyone was so excited because they were like, we need to open the tomb, the chamber, because it has been opened before, and we're going to find the first ever dead pharaoh to be found in a pyramid anywhere. Because if you didn't know already, they have never found an original body, an original burial in any pyramid in Egypt. Ever. So everyone got really hyped up for the opening of this chamber. Even the Smithsonian Museum sent out a film crew so they could capture the opening moments when they found a real pharaoh buried in a pyramid. And then...
Surprise.
Guess what they found?
Surprise. Da, 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 da.
Absolutely nothing. So this huge granite block, they had to open up with modern equipment because it had been sealed shut for thousands of years. And there was absolutely nothing Nothing inside this chamber, not even the remnants of a burial or a single bone or a single jewel, nothing, which was very disappointing for the Egyptologists. However, it is yet another strike in the argument that
Who's keeping tally?
Pyramids were originally not used as tombs. That
I think our side's winning this argument.
the original purpose and function of the pyramids was something completely different, which would make complete sense as to why there was nothing in the chamber, because it's not an original tomb. It is in fact a reaction chamber for the whole purpose of the pyramid, which I believe was a chemical reaction plant. Oh, what now you said?
And she has all of the facts to back this up, so we should just believe her.
So a theory, I've recently found a theory by a guy called Jeffrey Drum on YouTube. His YouTube channel is called Land of Chem, as in like chemistry. And he has been analysing all of these...
but chem as well, because chem is also like, if you know the chemites or the chemites or the kesamites. But yeah, if you don't know about that, then that's another rabbit hole for another time.
Samples that have been taken in every single pyramid site, and there is hard evidence of chemical compounds all over the ancient pyramid sites. And what's interesting is each pyramid has a different chemical compound found inside these reaction chambers.
Yo, look.
That is interesting. You know, like I find it interesting that there are so many pyramids all over the world doing different things, and who knows what really at the end of the day.
That shit ain't gonna stop. That's big business.
Yeah, we're checking out IMQ Hef. We just checked out Dark Waters 9. You know, make sure you guys, if you guys like their content more than my content, definitely go show support to them. I'm just showing you guys like what I like.
Do you notice anything, even a little bit strange, of this picture of the sky?
Chemtrails?
Well, what about now? Do you see it?
Oh.
There's something there, and it ain't a cloud, and it's kind of a circle. Not the circle I used to circle it, but the thing in the circle I used to circle it.
It does look like cloaking technology, though, to be real.
That's definitely weird. It's at least odd. And I, the Joe with the giant cheese brain, who is just about older than dirt, has never seen anything like this in the sky before in my life. What the heck is that thing?
What?
And being a fine, upstanding cheesehead, I'm going to show you that a little closer. Because that's what I do. I help the peeps with their exploring. I seriously can't tell what the heck that thing is. But it's a circle, and it doesn't look like a clock.
Guys, it looks like Death Star, doesn't it? It looks like dun, 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 and then Luke Skywalker coming here. The whole thing done. Yeah, that's simple.
It looks like something kind of behind the clouds. Maybe partially transparent and bigger. Yeah. There's definitely something there.
Nibiru.
I can't tell what it is, but there's something in the sky. And it's a circle. Is it a UFO? Don't know. Is it an angel? Don't know. Is it a demon? Don't know. Is it something else? Once again, I don't know.
Who knows?
What do you think, Booshkies? Let me know in the comment section. Shout it.
I've never I've seen this guy a couple of times, but I wonder where he came up with the name Booshkies. What does that mean? Brewskis, I know, but
we don't know. We won't know until something happens.
I've heard a lot of people's feelings. Don't nowhere in this book say that you going to heaven when you... Nowhere in the book, y'all. Go read it yourself if you don't believe me. Everybody nobody's in heaven, bro. My grandpa not in heaven. My granny, she not in heaven. My cousin Lil Marcus, he not in heaven. You know where they at? They in the ground. They're in the ground where we buried them. And we can't talk to them. They don't remember us. It's in the book, y'all. This is not my opinion. This is in the book.
Okay, let's see the passages.
Nobody is in heaven right now. Y'all talking about happy heavenly birthday. What heavenly birthday? We ain't had our heavenly birthday yet.
Guess we're gonna have to see the facts.
We gonna get one. Trust me, we gonna get one. But nobody is in heaven besides God, Jesus, and the angels.
I guess, right? Some people say purgatory, but who knows? Why is Iran's media being so unhinged?
That shit say Sacramento is next, y'all.
What is this?
I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes there be some real informational shit that y'all sent me, and sometimes there's some crazy shit y'all sent me.
Right. What was that?
To those who've been around this long, I'm talking about early on in the channel.
We don't know how early it was, but
If y'all can remember this video, which one is worse? That clip or old girl eating the water bugs? Not once, but twice. I ain't bring her back since. Y'all let me know. If y'all been here long enough,
I have not seen that.
Let me know if this was worse than the girl with the big ass water bugs. We ain't even gonna say water bugs. When she was eating them roaches, bro. Let me know. Let me know.
Are we talking about shrimp? Now, because some people try and say that shrimp is like a roach. Like, I don't know. That's reaching. Like, I never tasted a roach, but if a roach tasted good, I mean, I don't think it would be the worst thing to eat. Shrimp tastes good, though, you know? Shrimp is some butter, you know what I'm saying? Either bro got that neck. I mean, chickens can't survive without their head. That's why my mum used to say, you're running around like a headless chicken. I just look like a bad day. Possible, could survive, I guess. Oh, it's the ear. It was the ear. I mean, it's not impossible. Bro got that sideways.
Okay, so this guy went from working at Lockheed Martin to build a dome promised to heal humanity through resonance. And right before it was completed, he mysteriously died.
They all did.
And was cremated without his family knowing. Okay, so George Van Tassel worked as an aviation engineer for Lockheed Martin. Was supposedly contacted by this interdimensional being, did not like nuclear war, followed by a being telepathically gave him instructions to build something named an Integratron. It gets so
Integratron.
This Integratron was centered around plasma.
Megatron.
Yes, plasma, the fourth state of matter. It has metaphysical applications, he said. I'm also writing
I
a
like
book
this.
about plasma. The link is in my bio, but I just figured this out, and I'm freaking. According to him and the being, building was built to generate these magnetic fields that would result in the generation of plasma in the form of a coronal discharge and negative air ionization inside the building. Would help everything from anti-aging to possibly curing cancer. It had to do with a Tesla coil. Building would basically resonate with the cell's frequency, recharging the cells of a person, rejuvenating them. And right before he finished it, he literally died.
Oh man.
And vanished. And I'm not into like conspiracies, but this one, like, I think is.
Wait, I'm not into conspiracies. Everything is a conspiracy, bro. There's nothing that's actually worth believing because everything's a conspiracy, you know. But that's why you got to just question everything, because why wouldn't you?
We made a fake profile on Tinder of just an average looking girl.
Yeah.
Just
Question
average,
everything.
like nothing special. And we started just swiping on every guy. After an hour, everyone was a match. He was like, match, 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 match. And his phone started getting so many notifications of matches and messages that his phone started overheating.
For real.
And then wouldn't turn on. It probably got up to a point of like 800 or 900 matches before the profile was shut down.
Wow, and that's an average looking woman.
And
So
she's
imagine
average.
like an attractive looking woman. I had a client who told me he used a photo of a tree as the first photo and still got like hundreds of matches.
I wrote 87 goose.
That is verifiable. I know from my own experience that is 100% verifiable. The phone will overheat, and then you will not be able to use the phone if you, as a female, or as someone who has a profile that is a average looking female, goes on TikTok, or not TikTok, you know what I'm saying, one of them dating apps, and you swipe on everyone, you will not be able to use that app anymore. You have to be so selective.
Books. That's a lot of books for a human. I started when I was 9 years old. I was a weird kid. I would just stay in my room typing. I found this old typewriter up in the attic. I dragged it down and I started typing little magazines. And my mother would be outside, always say, "Go outside and play. What's the matter with you?" And I'm in there typing. "I can't. I'm writing a novel." I was a very shy kid, very shy and not social at all. When I speak at schools now, kids always ask me, "Did your teachers encourage you to write?" I have to say they tried to get me to stop. I wrote 87 Goosebumps books. That's a lot of books for a human. We started it in 1992, and by 1994, we were selling 4 million Goosebumps books a month. I make sure that the kids know that these books are fantasies and keep the real world out.
Are they doing some of this, let's call it?
That right there, I'm telling you, that is the message that most people should be looking at. You know, keep doing it and do it all the time as much as possible. Don't be average.
Well, we don't have to mess with that. Flat name? Bad stamina? I don't know what's going on.
Bro, and got the stamina.
It's like the whole Kanye.
Well, we wanted to stop Stephen Greer in Mexico City. As many of you know, we've been...
I remember when I first seen this guy, Stephen Greer. Like, you know how some people you just getting like an image about them, you're like, this guy just seemed like a plant, bro.
Examining the Boogosphere for the last 2 days with Congressman Burleson and a group of scientists. We've just been notified by Jaime Mason that there was an attempt by fake policemen to enter the vault where the Boogosphere is stored, and we have notified security and the apparatus I'm working with under law enforcement. And you should know that the other risk here is that we have taken specific samples from the Boogosphere that will be tested in a state-of-the-art lab to prove whether or not the metal, as well as some of the other components, are of Earth or outer space origin. Those scientists, information have been provided to the top law enforcement and security apparatus that I'm working with, and so any sort of attempts to interfere with this examination will be known, and the people and perpetrators will be held to account for it. So this is what I wanted people to know, and we're doing everything to set up security for this. Thank you.
Wow. Imagine that.
Why are y'all trying to mess with it? Like, let them figure it out real quick, and then y'all can take it.
No, I'll tell you too. The biggest things you need to keep in mind is anybody that wants you to take them too seriously, it's probably trying too hard. Don't let it get to you. You know, I think it's best to just let things run their course. Let's check out one more video, and then I'll be good for today. I've seen spiders like this before in real life.
Okay, see, here's another one of them spiders. Like, what's up with this? It's like the creepy crawlers. Y'all remember those? You have your own little oven, and you put this jelly, or like this liquid in there, and it would turn into jelly. Ooh.
What?
Is it a wrestling thing?
Dog, why does it look too real, though?
Oh my god, it came out! Alright, now give him a hug on his nose. This way he'll do like pictures.
What is this?
This is weird.
This will forever trauma, like the trauma that came with this war. You sound like you're from London.
You sound like you're from London. Yeah, he's funny, guys. Alright, guys, thank you so much for being part of this episode. We love each and every one of you, all of my beloved brethren. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell, notify, and make sure that you're notified every time I upload. Yeah, anyway, okay. Have a good day, guys.